Criticized by some for not putting it on the official agenda, a Canadian delegation visiting Shanghai, China, has raised the cases of 2 detained Canadians. And they're hoping the message gets to Beijing that Canada wants former diplomat Michael Kovrig and entrepreneur Michael Spavor released immediately. The Prime Minister's office says Justin Trudeau spoke to U.S. President Donald Trump today, thanking him for the strong statements of support related to the detentions. There are questions, though, about whether the external pressure will have any real impact. The CBC's Sasha Petrusik is in Shanghai. Sasha?
Adrian, the parliamentarians here, the Canadians, say they're getting a polite enough welcome, but not everyone's agreeing with them, and not everyone even wants to be seen with them.
Even as the Canadian delegation was arriving to talk to NGO groups today, organizers were trying to prevent us from shooting the meeting. The MPs and senator had just left the Shanghai People's Congress, where the issue at the center of the dispute between Canada and China had come to a head.
Sorry.
Why don't you want me to take pictures of them?
The parliamentarians argued the case for the 2 imprisoned Canadians.
The gist of the message is that the executive branch of Canada has asked for their immediate release. We told them that in any international standard is not fair.
Chinese officials confronted the group about the detention of Meng Wanzhou, the Huawei executive arrested in Vancouver at Washington's request. The tone today, they say, was tough.
Did you get a sense that there was any possibility, was there any opening for progress in the case?
Whoever knows on these things, I think the fact that we had an open and frank discussion, and it was very frank. There was nothing held back on this. I think anytime you do that, that creates opportunities.
Over the next few days, the delegation will tour high-tech parks and other opportunities for more trade and exchange between Canada and China. But it may not amount to much with this big cloud hanging over the relationship, says Conservative MP Michael Cooper.
That until these issues are resolved, there really is not that much to talk about. Yeah, we have an important relationship with China. It's multifaceted, but at the end of the day, the elephant in the room is the fact that we have 2 Canadians here who have been arbitrarily detained.
So, Sasha, what do we know about how Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor are actually faring right now?
Well, as you can imagine, Adrian, it's difficult to get reliable information. The secrecy in China is pretty much complete, but a few details have trickled out. We have learned that they're being interrogated pretty much every day by China's security services. They're being kept in rooms or cells that are lit with bright lights 24 hours a day, and they have not been able to see either their families or a lawyer. They've seen the ambassador to China, Canada's ambassador, once, and they've been told that's not going to happen very often. So we can't verify much of this, but it is consistent with how China treats people it considers subversive.
Legally, though, Sasha, what's the status of the case against them?
That's a very good question. China's top prosecutor recently said that he thinks the case against them is very, very strong, but there have been no charges, and as far as we know, no legal action has actually started. So right now, they're in a legal limbo, although a very uncomfortable one.
Okay, Sasha Petrusik in Shanghai, thanks very much.
My pleasure.